Hi everybody and welcome back to some more racing videos here on this channel. I'm KPG-GOONER here. Now in today's video we're back on Project Cars 2 looking at a new DLC pack that's just been released, and it's the Porsche Legends pack. Now this includes 9 new vehicles and 1 circuit, and there's some real classics amongst this pack, guys, and we're going to be testing out a couple of those vehicles in this episode. Now first up, as you can see on the screen, is the Porsche Carrera Gt 2004. A whopping top speed of 205 miles an hour, 0 to 103.9 seconds, and 603 brake horsepower. Seriously powerful, and it's a convertible as well, guys. Oh my god, this is going to be awesome to test out. And like I said, we're going to be testing out 2 of the vehicles in this episode, and I cannot wait. Right, let's get into the next car in the pack. Right guys, next up in this pack is the Porsche 959S, and this is from 1987. This has a top speed of 198, 0 to 100 in 3.5 seconds, 450 horsepower, so this is pretty powerful as well. A real classic, and that should be an interesting drive. I'm not sure how that's going to handle. Right, we're going to move on to the next car in this awesome pack. Right guys, next up is from 1981, the Porsche 935, and this has a top speed of 228 miles an hour, 0 to 100 in 4.4 seconds, and 800 horsepower. And as you can see, the control difficulty is quite high on this. This is going to be an absolute monster. Very hard to control, but great in a straight line. I cannot wait to test this out. And there is another version of this car, so we're going to get straight into that now, guys, because this pack is amazing. So let's get into it now. So here we go. Right guys, this version of the Porsche 935 is slightly older, from 1978. It has the same top speed, same acceleration and same horsepower. Again, very difficult to control. It's going to be very interesting testing out both these vehicles and see what the difference is between them. I mean, they've got the same stats, but are they going to handle the same? Well, we're going to find out, because we will be testing out all these cars. Right, let's keep on moving to the next car on this pack. Next up is an even older car from the 1970s, and it's the Porsche 917K, and this has a top speed of 219, 0 to 100 in 3.2 seconds, and has 600 horsepower. Now I remember testing this car out on a set of Corsa, and it was an extreme ride, and I cannot wait to see what it's like on this game. But there is some real classics on this pack, and they are absolute legends, and that's why the pack is the Porsche Legends. Right, let's move on to the next car. Next up, guys, is the Porsche 917, and this has a greater top speed than the last one, 220, 0 to 102.09, oh my god, and has 1,000 horsepower. Oh my lord, this is going to be an absolute nightmare to drive. Oh, I cannot wait to test that one out. Right guys, let's move on to the next awesome car in this pack. Right guys, next up in this pack is the Porsche 911 RSR from 2017, top speed of 184, 0 to 100 in 3.4 seconds, and this has 525 brake horsepower. Now I've tested this car out on multiple different sim games, and it's awesome on every single game. I am pretty sure this is going to be absolutely brilliant. Cannot wait to test that out, and I might test it out in this episode. Right, let's move on to the next car. Right guys, next up is another classic from 1973, and it's the Porsche 911 Carrera RSR 2.8. Now this has a top speed of 156, 0 to 105.5 seconds, and has 308 brake horsepower. Now this, like I said, is a real classic, and I love this car. If I had the money, I would buy one of these. I think they sound awesome, they look awesome. You've got to like the retro cars. Right, let's move on to the next car in this pack. Right guys, another car from the 1970s, and it's the Porsche 908 03 Spider. This has a top speed of 172, 0 to 100 in 3.9 seconds, and has 350 brake horsepower. So again, not over the top powerful, but again it's going to be quite difficult to control, and it will be fun to drive, I think. Again, I think I've tested this one out before on a set of course, and they do have a lot of these cars on there. It'll be interesting to see the difference in the handling. Right, let's move on again guys, so here we go. Right guys, and the circuit they added is in Germany, and it's the Porsche Leipzig on-road circuit. Now this has 9 turns, the length is 2.84 miles, and what I do is I'll test the vehicle on a test session around this circuit because I don't know it very well, and then we'll pick another car and do a race in it. So let's get straight into choosing our car for our first test session around this circuit. So here we go. Right guys, the car I decided to test out is the car with 1,000 horsepower, and it's the Porsche 917. We're going to just do a test session, do a couple of laps, see what it's like, and then we'll do a race after that in a different vehicle. Right, so here we go with our first experience in this absolute monster with 1,000 horsepower. Oh my dear Lord, this is going to be extreme. Now the tyres are going to be very, very cold, so we're going to just do a couple of laps on this test session, and then we're going to jump into another vehicle and do a race. Now I didn't want to do a race around this circuit as I've got to learn the circuit first. I've never done this circuit before, and it is good that they've added a new circuit to the game. I just wish they would add a few more. Right, let's just get it nicely tight into these turns, and then we'll just unleash the power. 1,000 horsepower, here we go. Oh my god, seriously. Oh, it sounds awesome, and it's, oh god, I was getting a lot of false feedback from the steering wheel, just trying to keep the thing straight. Oh my dear Lord. Right, we're going to have to be careful. Still got cold brakes and tyres. We're just put in a little sighted lap, just going through the camera views, and then we'll try and put our foot down and see what this thing's capable of. Right, let's just try and take it nice and steady. Like I said, I don't know this circuit, so it looks like it's got some windy sections in it. So let's just keep an eye on that track map and unleash the power. Oh my god, these Porsche classics are amazing. Now, the only other game I know that does a good job on these sort of vehicles is Assetto Corsa, but this is my first experience in a car like this. Oh god, bloody hell, on Project Cars 2, and so far I'm liking what they've done with this. It sounds awesome, it feels pretty extreme as well. Right, we've got a bit of a tight turn on. Well, this is the dodgy section through here. Let's just be careful through here. Still got cold tyres, and slowly, and where are we going? And it goes back round again. And is this the end of the circuit? I think it is. So it is quite a long circuit, but it's got a lot of windy sections which are going to be very, very challenging. It's quite a tight circuit as well, but I like it. Right, let's try and put in a quicker lap now and try and push this car. The tyres are still not up to temperature. Oh my dear Lord, almost lost it, and I have got all the assists turned off as well, guys. You get the best experience in these sort of vehicles with all the assists turned off. Oh my god, just lost the rear end there. Seriously, seriously powerful. And yeah, this is going to be one hell of a car to try and race. I must admit, it is absolutely extreme, but 1,000 horsepower. Oh my god. Right, let's just try and get it nicely turned in this time. Hold it. I'm still sliding all over the place. It's probably going to take some practice to actually really put down a lap on this in this car. And I'm not sure what view that I'd race in as well. I'd mix it up. I still might change my FOV settings again. I mean, on some vehicles they're okay, and some I don't like them. It's not too bad in this one. You do get a good sense of speed. Right, let's see if we can just go a little bit quick through this section. I think we're coming up to a chicane. Let's try and be careful. I'm pretty sure this car's not going to like the curbs. Nice and gentle, and this is really good. I like the fact that when you accelerate it pulls you back, and you can see all the dials go up. It looks absolutely brilliant. Right, let's just be careful through this section. Oh my god, flew into there. Just trying to keep it nice and steady, not give it too many or too much on the steering as well. Just keep it nice and steady through here. And that brings us to the end of the lap. Oh my god, that wasn't too bad actually. I think I could get used to that circuit, but that is not a bad first experience. And now we're going to jump into another car from the pack and actually put it through its paces and race it. So we get straight to that now. So here we go. Right guys, the car I decided to test out in a race is the Porsche 911 RSR 2017. So we're going to do a 5-lap race around the Red Bull Ring GP. We're going to test it out on the factory settings. I'm not going to adjust anything, and we're going to see what it's like. I'm really looking forward to this because this is an awesome vehicle. Right guys, so here we go with a race in the Porsche 911 RSR 2017. Now we're on the default setup. I've literally just jumped in the car on authentic settings, and we're going to see what it's like in a 5-lap race. Let's see if we can get a good start here against the AI around the Red Bull Ring GP. Now that's not a bad start. quite quick off the mark. And there's one thing I can always say about this car: the cockpit on it is awesome. It looks absolutely amazing, very futuristic, and that wasn't a bad start. So we get into the lead, and let's see if we can hold on to it though. Now this is just a tester race, first experience, and we're going to see if we can push this car as much as we can. And we've got some trouble coming up the inside, and I think it's going to take us in that inside. Let's just take a wider line into that turn. Let's see what car that is, and it's a BMW. Right, so this is the GTE class, not the GT3. It's a slightly different class, and I'll tell you what, there is some awesome cars in this class, but let's see if this one is going to be one of those that you're going to pick every single time. Right, let's just try and keep it nice and tight into that turn. Not feeling too bad, even on the default setup. I'm going to try and push it as much as I can, but it takes a while, a few laps to get the handling of the car. It's feeling okay, very, very responsive, feels pretty good on the wheel as well. Nicely through there. Let's just try and keep it nice and steady. This can be quite a challenging circuit at times, and let's just try and put some heat in those tyres, get those brakes up to temperature, and let's see if we can start pushing it. And that BM is starting to pull away. Let's just see if we can just push it a little bit more into the second lap and just close the gap a little bit. Right, get nicely turned into there and drive it. This is a very difficult section, right onto the curb. Be careful, and it doesn't feel too bad through there, but we've got quite a few cars behind us, so we've got to be careful we don't make any mistakes, otherwise we're going to get totally wiped out. Right, let's try and close the gap to the BMW, and I'll tell you what, this is going to be quite a popular car of the pack, but probably because it's the newest car on the pack, and a lot of people do race these sort of types of vehicle on project cars too. But I am very into the classics, so I will be testing out all the other cars as well, guys, so don't worry. Hopefully over the next couple of weeks we will get a decent experience in them all, and maybe some online races as well. Right, oh god, just left the braking a little bit late there and almost got completely shunted there, and we are dropping off the pace from the BMW in front. Let's just try and push a little bit harder. We're starting to get the rhythm of this car, and it does feel pretty decent. But what I'll do, if I ever do another video with this car, I will do a setup on it, guys, and I will share it with you, because I'm pretty sure I will use this car quite a few times. I love the RSR on every single game that I've tested on. It's absolutely amazing on a set of Corsa. It's not too bad even on Gran Turismo Sport. They've done a good job on there as well. So yeah, it is a very, very popular car, and it is very, very powerful as well. Right, let's just try and push it a little bit harder through this section. We are still over a second behind this BM in front, but we've still got a few laps to go, so hopefully we can push it and hopefully maybe get a win. But it's not all about winning the race, it was just the first experience, and that's what I want to do. Also, I will leave you a replay of this race as well at the end of the video, and please don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. There's loads of series going on the channel at the moment, and we've got the Isle of Man TT coming as well later, probably today I think. I've got to just upload and edit a few videos on that game, so hopefully you will see some videos from that as well. Right, let's see if we can just close the gap. We need to take a little bit more speed through these slow turns. Right, slow it down, and it feels pretty good on the steering wheel. I'm using a Logitech G29 for this, but I may connect up my Thrustmaster T300 RS for some of the other experiences, as I've got it together now and it's all fixed. So hopefully I'll be doing some races on both steering wheels over the next couple of weeks as well. It's just that it takes time to set it up, because I have to disconnect it from my racing frame, and it's not a quick job. It takes what, 20 minutes and to get it all set up perfectly. Plus I'm waiting for a part to come so I can use my G29 pedals with the Thrustmaster, because I prefer the pedals from the G29 than I do the Thrustmaster standard pedals, which are just absolutely terrible. Right, that's not too bad through there. We are starting to push it, but still not closing the gap enough. I don't think we're going to be able to win this race, but I'm going to try. Let's try and carry a bit more speed, get right onto the apex through there. Oh my god, almost lost it through there. Be careful, over the curb, and it just needs a few tweaks, I think, just to make it a little bit better. I think the suspension could be adjusted, but overall it's not too bad. We are getting quicker each lap, which is a bonus. Right, all not too bad through there on the 4th lap. Let's see if we can get any slipstream, and we've managed to slightly pull away from the car behind. Let's see if we can give this AI racer in the BM a bit of grief. Come on, let's just try and carry a bit more speed through this turn. Slow it down, be careful, and we're up on our sector time there. Only just, but it is an improvement at least. Right, let's just see if we can he just slightly pulls away. I don't know whether adjustment to the gearing may give us a little bit more speed. I think the BMs are pretty good on this game. You've got to remember that. Right, that's not too bad. We've managed to just catch up through there, but it's a difficult section to get past. We're going to have to bide our time and just wait for an opening. Right, try and get right onto the apex here. Try and take a decent pace. That's not too bad. We're starting to get right in our race mode here. Oh god, just slightly lost it there, and that's going to cost us a little bit. He's just slowly accelerated away. I just lost it slightly in that turn. I should have just kept full power down, but I backed off slightly, and that did cost me a little bit. Right, try and hold a little bit more pace through this, get onto the curb nicely through there, and that's not too bad. That was much smoother, and we're getting right behind him now and starting to put him under pressure. Let's see if we can go into the final lap and maybe take the win. And oh god, that was actually a slower lap. I thought that was quicker. Right, let's just try and take a bit more speed through there. Oh, that wasn't too bad onto the curb, but that's all right, and we are literally right behind him. But the BM does have some really good acceleration in the first 3 gears, and it does pull away, but once I get up to 5th gear I start closing the gap. So this car might be better top end wise than the BM. Right, and we've just improved our time on that sector. Right onto the curb, we're right behind, but I just don't have the acceleration out the turn. I'm not taking enough speed through him, and that is causing us just to lose a little bit of time from the car in front. But let's see if we can take a little bit more speed through this turn, slow it down. The brakes are starting to feel a little bit better. Oh god, I almost took too much speed through then, almost rear-ended him, but I managed just to stop the car, and we're right behind him. Can we find a way past him on this last lap, or are we going to just have to settle for second in this first experience in the Porsche 911 RSR 2017? Right, let's just try and take a bit more. Again, just hesitated and just trying to hold it through there. Again, just trying to power out those turns. And again, we're just losing the edge from the BM. It's just taking a little bit more through those corners than I am, and that's where we're losing. Coming to the last corner, we're definitely not going to be able to take him unless he spins out, which is very unlikely. Last turn, but that was an awesome first experience. I hope you enjoyed that, guys, and there will be plenty more from the Porsche Legends pack on this channel. And let me know in the comments below which car you would like to see next, and I will see you very, very soon. Please enjoy the replay.